Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Goober, and today it's all about how to play Cryptozoic's DC deck building game. As of the recording of this video, there are 4 core games, what I like to call Original Blue, Heroes Unite, Forever Evil, and Teen Titans. The 5th core game, Rebirth, is estimated to be released later this year. There are 7 crossovers, 4 crisis packs, and 4 add-ons. The multiverse, 2 rival games, and confrontations. So, without any further ado, let's go. So a deck building game is a card game where you start with a very limited deck, and as the game progresses, you start buying and gaining more cards, building your own strategy and playstyle. So in this how-to video, we'll be using the first DC deck building game. You don't need any specific board to play this game, you just need to make space for everything. This is a 2 to 5 player game. It comes with over 200 game cards. These are divided between oversized superheroes, punches, vulnerabilities, kicks, weaknesses, supervillains, heroes, locations, villains, superpowers, and equipments. So in DC Comics deck building game, you can play as one of 7 oversized superheroes. Each superhero has a unique ability that you can activate during your turns. So you start the game with a deck composed of 2 different starter cards, punches and vulnerabilities. On the top left corner of the card is the card name, on the center the card type, under that the card text, on the bottom left corner is the victory star. The number inside the star represents the value of victory points this card has at the end of the game. On the bottom right corner inside the circle is the card's cost. This is how much power you need to buy or defeat a card. Punches are worth 1 power. Power is the currency in this game to buy or defeat cards. Your deck is going to be composed of 7 punches and 3 vulnerabilities. You grab your starting deck, you shuffle it up, and you draw a 5 card hand. After that, you grab the main deck, shuffle it as well, and you create the lineup. The lineup is composed of the top 5 cards of the main deck. The cards that form the main deck are your locations, equipments, heroes, villains, and superpowers. For the purpose of this video, in the lineup we're gonna have a card of each type. However, when you're playing, the cards are gonna show up at random. It is not always going to be one of each type. There are also 3 different stacks in this game. You have the supervillain stack. The supervillains are your main enemy. Each of them have a higher cost. They also are worth more victory points at the end of the game. And most of the supervillains have a first appearance attack. There are 12 supervillains in the DC deck building game. Ra's al Ghul always goes at the top of the stack. The other villains are face down, shuffled to be random. There is also the weakness stack and the kick stack. The weaknesses, you can't buy them, you can only gain them, and they are worth -1 victory point at the end of the game. Kicks cost 3 power and are worth 1 point at the end of the game. So this is how a turn at the start of the game could look like. So after you have chosen your superhero, your starter deck has been shuffled, the lineup is set, and the stacks are in their respective places, you draw a 5 card hand. If, for example, you get 4 punches and 1 vulnerability, you can buy cards with cost 4, 3, or 2. You can buy as many cards as your power can buy. After you are done with your turn, you put the cards that you have bought or gained, the cards that you have used, and any other card remaining in your hand into your discard pile. you draw a new 5-card hand from your deck, replenish the lineup if needed, and the next player can start. If you don't have a deck to draw another 5 cards, don't worry, just grab your discard pile, shuffle them, and that becomes your new deck. Once a player buys or gains a card and their turn finishes, the lineup is replenished with the same number of cards bought or gained. It cannot be replenished during the same player's turn to avoid unfair buying. If a player didn't buy anything from the lineup, it doesn't get replenished. The lineup can only have 5 cards in it unless instructed otherwise. If you defeat the supervillain, you gain it, put it in your discard pile unless instructed otherwise, and after your turn is finished, you replenish the lineup if necessary, you draw another 5-card hand, and before the next player starts, the new supervillain is flipped and revealed. Each villain after Ra's al Ghul has a first appearance attack. This attack hits every single player unless they can defend. Some additional information. 1. Every oversized superhero has a different ability, so play around with all of them and see which hero and strategy works best for you. 2. There are cards in the main deck that have the ability Attack. However, this, apart from supervillain's first appearance attack, only affect other players except the one who played the card. 3. Likewise, there are cards that can protect you. Defense cards can defend you from not only other players' attacks, but also supervillain attacks. 4. You may defeat supervillains and add them to your deck. However, when you play them, the villain's first appearance attack is not applicable. You only gain the first effect. 5. Weaknesses cannot be bought, they can only be gained. These, like vulnerabilities, don't have any effect, but at the end of the game, they take away -1 victory points from your total. 6. When you play an ongoing card, like a location, it stays in play for the rest of the game unless instructed otherwise. 7. When an effect says to destroy a card, it means to take it out of play. You can't play it anymore, so you might as well put it in the box. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed my how to play DC deck building game, and stay tuned for a gameplay soon. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and be sure to hit that notification bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. Until next time, this is all about. Bye.